What up, statistics class? I stumbled upon Call Me By Your Name and have since fallen down this rabbit hole that is Timothee Chalamet, aka Little Timmy Tim.
Hey, it's your boy, Little Timmy Tim.
Aka Tiancha, aka the guy with the last name that sounds like a fine wine, if you know what I mean. Listen, I know you guys are bugging me about other celebrities. I see you, I see your comments, but I watched this movie 5 times in the span of 2 days and then was cast in a spell of infatuation, giddiness, and then sudden but perpetual depression. I read the book, got depressed again, and then read some fan fiction with a happy ending, and then kind of finally found some comfort. So yeah, I deserve to talk about him, okay? This is my channel, I get to do whatever I want. By the way, type 1 in the chat if you can relate. Also, type 2 in the chat if you want me to do a video on the book, because I kind of wanted to like go a little deeper into the novel, the literature of it. We'll make it into a nighttime reading session or whatever, because I'm crazy about the author too. I was truly surprised that this guy, who apparently wasn't a native English speaker, was able to capture and illustrate human emotions so vividly and so accurately with, of course, the big vocabulary, which I appreciated. It makes me have a newfound respect for literature, for fiction, which I was surprised by because I don't read novels ever. And I was able to learn a few words even though I was skimming pretty much the whole thing and skipping all the boring parts only to, you know, find myself looking and incessantly obsessing over the action part, if you know what I mean. The action part. Today we're talking about Timothee Chalamet, more specifically why he's so charming, why he's so cute and so talented and so successful. I mean, yeah, he's got that chiseled jawline, that dreamy hairstyle, perfectly lean body, that androgynous look, that impeccable sense of style. But bro, this ain't a superficial channel. Okay? He's a role model that we should all look up to, and I forbid you for objectifying him. JK, he's mine. Look, I got dibs, okay? I even got this hairstyle. Like, we're twinning real hard. And Timmy, on the off chance that you ever found this video of me fangirling real hard, let me take you to some street fair while you're in China and I'll show you how to properly pronounce your nickname.
Chen, I do sweet tea.
Chin-cha.
And Weibo, for that matter.
I need some detailed instructions on how to make a Weibo account.
Alright, tangent over. First of all, let's do a rally on this guy's talents. Number 1, he's multilingual. I mean, granted, his dad was French, he spoke French growing up.
Comment ça va? Ça va très bien, merci de me recevoir et merci.
But still, he learned how to speak Italian on the set of Call Me By Your Name.
Non vi sembra ineducato come dice later.
And speaking of on-set learning, this guy learned how to play the piano and, as far as I know, the guitar. I mean, granted, he played the piano when he was little, but still, this ain't an easy piece, coming from someone who also was forced to learn piano and also gave up later. It just goes to show that he's really dedicated to his craft, always willing to learn and learn fast. Speaking of languages, he's for sure got a big vocabulary. I mean, it might not be my place to say this, since I'm literally not a native English speaker, but still, you don't have to be a genius to know that precocious is a big word.
I play Elio Perlman, who's a 17-year-old, precocious, book-smart kid.
Like, one simply does not just stumble upon the word like precocious. Another thing that showcases his linguistic skills is his rapper days. Knowing how to rap is so underrated, especially if you want to have a freestyle going on. You have to think of rhymes on the spot and make sure you're on beat.
Me and Leaf, we go way back. Hell's Kitchen, where's that? First thing she said, it left me dead. They should have held your ass back.
All this, Timmy was able to accomplish, even though he was humble enough to call it garbage.
The rap idol for me sits in a totally different world than the garbage I was doing or trying to do.
Which I don't agree with. Even when he was not freestyling, he can memorize the rap down to a T without compromising on the performance whatsoever.
Say rah, rah, like a dungeon dragon. Say rah, rah, like a dungeon dragon. Like a dungeon dragon, like a dungeon dragon. Thanks that I did for putting you switches on. Is it my fault that all you switches gone? Should have said the thank you, no, you little hoe. Now I'm a rabbit coffin with a bow.
It's safe to say that Homeboy is a true fan of rap. which I'm sure paid dividends in his acting career later on. Now, it'd be boring if he's just serious or dedicated all the time. That would just be bland. What's really charming about this guy is that he's being goofy at the same time. The fact that he doesn't take himself seriously but take the performance seriously just screams charisma and talent. This contradiction also manifests in the way he deals with his fame and self-image too. On one hand, you can tell that this newfound fame has made this new star extremely self-conscious and humble. On the other hand, he knows who he is and he's not apologetic at all. He speaks his mind, he's not afraid to show his appreciation for his heroes, which makes him just like one of us, which is why he felt so endearing to us, which is why he felt so down to earth.
What's your go-to Cardi B?
I mean, it's gotta be Bodak Yellow, but Bartier Cardi just came out, which is fantastic, which is...
It's kind of hitting.
Cardi, Bartier, Cardi, Bartier, hey!
I find this phenomenon fascinating because charisma works differently than just looking good. Before I watched his interviews, I just thought to myself, oh, he's just good looking. But when you combine his self-conscious, nervous, nerdy ways with his seriousness, his self-assuredness, his humility, he suddenly became a person, a wonderful human being to me. It becomes harder and harder to resist him the more you look at him, the more you study him. My biggest takeaway from learning about him, though, was that I should never dispel my childish or sometimes, irrational whims. I'm sure some of you guys saw my video at my open house the other day. I was dancing and goofing around. That was inspired by Timmy, for the most part. More specifically, his raps. Nobody asked him to do this, and yet he went out of his way, making a beat, writing lyrics, putting on a green screen, asking his friends to cooperate and be in his video, editing it. All this for what? I'm sure in his wildest dreams, he would never have guessed that he would go this far in his career. And not even a rapping career. I mean, acting in some way is related to rapping, but it's a long shot. But everything he learned by doing goofy stuff came in handy later on movie sets. And I try to mimic his spirit too. I try to be more of a well-rounded person, because to be a creator means to give yourself no limits and no expectations and just go with the flow, because that's usually when you get surprised the most. So yeah, that is all I have to say. I'm really inspired by him, and I hope you are too. In honor of his childhood days, I'm gonna do a cover on his statistics rap. He somehow managed to make a rap about arguably the most difficult word to pronounce in the English language. Look at me, it's Timothee, about to hit that with a ZTST. Let's do a problem, let us see the probability you see me on TV. 1000 trillion%. I'm a statistical wonder, a statistical gem. Under a zillion, about to net a million. Fully colors, all these numbers calling me chameleon. Statistics, yeah, statistics. 那这边就想跟大家介绍一下我的所有的这个产品了。第一个就是我的网课了，现在我有这个 PC 端或者电脑端的网课，所以阅览起来特别方便啊。然后大家可以用微信登录，像我这样子登录进去，手机端还是可以用。接下来是我的这个电子书，我知道因为实体的这个版本在中国的伙伴呢，短时间之内好像没有办法寄到，所以大家可以看这个电子版。在美国的朋友可以买这个实体书啊，可以买实体书，所有的链接都会在视频底下给公布，所以大家要找我的东西的话就特别方便了。